Hey everybody, welcome to a brand new series. This is Foretales. This dropped last week on Steam, so it was on the 15th of September this was released. And I really wanted to check it out, but unfortunately I just couldn't fit it into my schedule right now. This is I believe it's some sort of like card builder / narrative story, and unfortunately kind of competed with the Road Warden in terms of, space. Now I've got a little bit more space, so I thought, you know what, let's check this out. The other reason why it took me so long to do this, by the way, is that I've been having problems capturing it in OBS, so I've got some solution to it. It's not a great solution to it, but it's a solution nonetheless. Anyway, this game was developed by Alchemy, published by Dear Villagers. It has raving reviews from the 5 days it's been, up, and I had to check it out, so here we are. Anyway, without further ado, let's play a game. Oh, I can choose save file A, save file B, C, or D. Which one? The first choice. Ooh. Honestly, will be an A. Choose the next region. A mysterious patron. Volapane needs money to help his father and the local miners. His friend Leo says there are someone in town with a very lucrative job offer. Alright. No tutorialization then. Okay, here we go. Welcome to Foretales, an adventure game where you can progress by combining cards and exploring decks. This is it, Volapane, our ticket to the easy life. One last job and our days of stealing apples from the market are behind us. So that's what you said the last time. So who is this contact of yours? His name's Timothy. He says he has worked for people like us. And you're sure he can pay? Because I could really do with the money right now. Don't worry, he promised a hefty reward. Should be more than enough to help your father and the miners with their strike. And for me to take an early retirement. He's just a little difficult to track down in town sometimes. We better ask around then. Good day to you, young bird. How can we be of assistance? I love, I guess these are two decks, one for the Shoebill and one for my little tiger friend. I love the design of the Shoebill character. He looks really cool. Shoebill's kind of, creepy, kind of sketchy anyway, just IRL. And having is almost like a rogue-looking character. He might not be a rogue, but like a hooded, dark character. I like it. We're looking for someone by the name of Timothy. I see. A very secretive fellow he is. I think I heard something about him the other day, but sadly my memory isn't what it once was. Right. And what might jog your memory, I wonder? A bite to eat usually does the trick. About 5 food should be sufficient. 5 food? That's enough to last a few days. Ignore my friend here. We'll come back with some food for you. We already have 1 food, just 4 to go. A typical region of the game is composed of 3 to 6 location cards placed on the board. You can learn more by hovering your cursor over a card. Sometimes the left click on cards will also trigger dialogue or a reaction from your characters. Try it out for yourself. Left click on the left card with the beggar. He will remind you of what he wants. Would you spare a morsel of food for an old beggar? I wouldn't call 5 food a morsel. This is demanding work for an old man like me. I'd like to see you try it. What, remembering things? Yeah, you'll get your food alright. You have 2 types of action cards at your disposal. Skill cards of your adventurers and consumable cards. And they're split up, I see. Targets will often be location cards, but not always. When you hover over one of your cards, the possible targets are highlighted along with hints as to what will happen if you play there. So pay attention to what is highlighted and where the hints appear. Conversely, if you place your cursor over elements of the board, It will highlight the action cards you can play there. Okay. Take a moment to explore your current cards and see if you can figure out a way to find enough food to proceed. So we have the marketplace. The sights, sounds, and smells of the city life intermingle in this bustling hub of commerce. A great place to trade goods and an apple merchant. Don't be fooled by his jolly banter. He's as much a gossip as he's a merchant. We then have fame, which appears to have no actual icon right now. We have money, so we could buy food. Oh! So I can use 2 of this currency to get 2 more food. Or I can use 1 in the market to get 2. And I can use my fame to get food. Oh, hang on a minute. I think I have the means to do it. And grim. Theft, murder, violence, and general lawlessness. A reputation like that guarantees respect amongst outlaws and makes law-abiding citizens to quake in their boots. Then I have stuff like this. Survivor sense. There's food everywhere if you know where to look. Rallying cry. An inspiring call to arms that draws out potential allies in the area. Peppery diversion. A perfect way to cause a commotion or to incapacitate enemies in combat. So I assume this paw print thing means, like, we can escape the area? I'm not sure. Eavesdrop. You can learn a lot when you take the time to stop and listen. And solidarity of the weak. The poor, the weak, and the needy must stick together to survive. Volapane can inspire compassion to attract potential allies. Ah. Oh, and that would also give me food. Interesting. Well, honestly, let's use a survivor sense here. Gives me 2 food and I move to the next location, I see. Okay, right on time, I'm starving. Oh, and then the location burns out, I see. One very important rule to remember, you can only play 1 card per location card on the board. Sometimes it will transform the target card into another, but most of the time it will just consume it and travel to the next card. I see. A standard used card from the board will go back to the bottom of the exploration deck. And once a slot is available, it will automatically be filled with the top card from the exploration deck. You can't run out of location cards to explore because the exploration deck always cycles. Understood. Does it cycle and shuffle, though? On the scent. Years in the wilderness have made Leo an outstanding tracker with a flair, sniffing out food and places of interest. Let's try this one, though, instead. Oh, hang on a minute, I've got the Poor District. The population here are in dire need of help, but can also offer assistance if they're asked nicely enough. Oh, this would give me fame, not food now. Well, I could just pay my 2 monies to get food, but I want to be a little bit more tricksy about it. How about I survivor sense here? You'll never starve if you know the right places to look. Does this bring the market back? No, it didn't. Can I see what's in this deck, the exploration deck? Oh, okay. There's way more cards than I thought. From left to right, those next locations you'll visit. Oh, and they're ordered. Oh, that's really cool. So the marketplace is coming back round again. Oh no, there's just multiple ones in the deck. But yeah, it does cycle back round, as in, it doesn't shuffle the deck, it looks like. It literally just goes back to the bottom. Okay, that could be interesting to exploit. So we have On the Scent again. Okay, so we've discarded those skills. Oh, and these are the ones I'm going to use, so I've only got 7 cards left. Okay. Well, is there anything here that can give me food? I can eavesdrop and get money, it looks like. Actually, I don't know if that is money. I don't know what the pouch symbol is yet. You know what? Let's use Volapane's skill and try and get a little bit of food. My poor friend, here, take this. Okay, I think we've got enough food now. Let's see what this guy knows. Lead the way. Beware, a hostile token is blocking this card. You won't be able to play any cards on this suspicious street until you get rid of the bandits. If you click on the token, you can see the creatures forming the group and decide whether to engage or not. Most confrontations start with a negotiations phase. Okay? If you have the correct resources, you might be able to discard this threat without any violence. But if you don't absolutely need to play a card here, you may as well avoid any conflict and play the other cards available. I see. So let me just look at the bandit token. So there are 4 brawlers, 2 street thugs, and a henchman. We'll step away for now. Alright, let's go back to the beggar. Would you spare a morsel of food for an old beggar? Do I just drag this on? I do. Okay, here you go. Oh, thank you, young bird. Now, about this Timothy chap. But of course, what are my manners? Here, follow this path. Okay, there's one thing I want to do. Is this the menu? Let me bring the narrator voice up a little bit more. He's a little bit quiet. He's a little bit shy, apparently. Thanks for the tip, friend. A good day to you, bird. Well, what now? I suppose we should follow the old beggar's directions on that piece of paper. Sometimes you'll have to seek directions to progress in the story and reach new destinations. Check the descriptions on your cards. That piece of paper. Yes, that one. The old beggar has marked the map with Timothy's location. All Wallpain needs to do is find the nearest marketplace and follow the directions from there. So wait, do I have to get a marketplace back up then? Is that what the play is? So I need to burn a card on the board. The fuck is this? Peppery diversion. What's the skull and crossbones? Well, the skull, I guess. It looks like it gives me 2 cards, changes the location. And I guess it's like a threat almost. Maybe it puts 2 badman tokens on. How about Rallying Cry? We get a little bit of our fame, and it'll flip the location. In fact, in the middle place, it gives me food as well. Oh, it moves to a small crowd. Hang on a minute. So it actually doesn't just flip the next card. I see. I'm beginning to learn. I think. Okay, nimble hands. Add 1. Oh, in fact, I can see the symbol then, right? Adds 2 grim. Alright, brilliant. And it moves to a tavern brawl. Well, I don't want to get brawling just yet. I don't really want to flip you over. Add 1 creature to the search party. Sure. Let's see what that does. Oi! Someone just stole my lunch. Oh, you weren't finished with that? Oh, what the hell's this? Search party. Creatures in this deck will be called on the board by some locations during exploration, or as reinforcements by some enemies during combats. Okay, that seems bad. I thought the search party would be good for me, but no. Okay, so we play this on the marketplace. A heavily bandaged figure stood alone in the alleyway. He looks like he was waiting for someone. As Volapane and Leo approached the figure, turned to greet them. Ah, Leo, so you're finally here, and you brought a crow. I'm a shoebill. But of course you are. We heard you have work. Do I ever? But before we get down to brass tacks, I always like to get an understanding of who it is I'm working with. What do you mean? I'd like a demonstration of the value you'll bring to this operation. Demonstration? Yes, you know. Skills, my boys. Show me your skills. The pair looked at each other perplexed. What did he mean by skills? Skills in combat, sleight of hand, or Maybe just a good old trick shot from Leo. A peppery diversion. That will do. Volapane reaches for one of his trusty smoke bombs and tossed it on the ground in front of Timothy. Soon the alleyway was filled with a thick and suffocating fog. Okay. That's a pretty good trick. I imagine that comes in rather handy for avoiding fights. I prefer to keep my hands clean and my conscience. Okay, Timothy, enough games. What's this job? I'd like the two of you to acquire an item for me. A very rare and beautiful lyre that is currently in the possession of Lady Foretales. The old bat who lives on the hill? I wouldn't call her that to her face, but yes, that's her. I'd like you to break into her manor, steal the lyre, and bring it to me at the Holy Grove. The Holy Grove? I know the place. I'll get you there myself, Volapane. Excellent. Then I shall leave you to it. I look forward to our next meeting. Alright, we've got a job to do. At long last. We can get straight to it if you think we're ready to go. Or we could spend some more time on the streets to prepare. It's your call. Actually, how about a small nap before we set off? You read my mind. Remember, you can only have a limited number of skill cards in your adventurer's decks. Spending too many of the skill cards will tire them out. If you want to recover some skill cards, you'll have to use the rest cards on the right-hand side of the board. Each rest card has its own set of effects and sometimes a price that you can decide to pay or not. Read them carefully to see what they cost. Go onto the rest deck and try and use the first rest card. I presume you are the rest deck. And on an uneventful stop, recover up to 3 skill cards per adventurer. A nice break. Okay, perfect. It has no things on it. But it just showed me the next ones. We have Hunger. Spend 2 freedom to recover to 3 skill cards per adventurer, or lose 2 health points per adventurer, and recover 3 skill cards. I love this. This seems really cool. Alright, we get 3 skill cards back. Wait, the world's ending, narrator? Excuse me? What's going on? Feeling better already. You recovered some skill cards and suffered no other consequences. Don't expect it to be that easy all the time. The next card in the deck will cost you food or health points. And the last card of the rest deck is always a game over. So be sure to check out how many times you can hope to rest in a region. Once you move on to the next region, the rest deck will be replaced with a new set of cards. And the number of rest cards in the next region is independent of how many you've used here. Okay, so we might as well just blow them if we know we're going to another region. You've completed this region, you can either proceed to the next region, or you might want to spend some more time here to gather resources and allies. Beware, consumables and resources are carried over from one region to the next, but they are not carried over from one mission to the next, so there's no need to hoard excessively. Region's complete. Move on when you're ready. Okay, so I can continue on whenever I want. That's really cool. I actually do... Do I want to do one more thing? So that's game over, I presume. Oh, no. No, I think it is. I think hopeless is game over. Okay. I kind of want to see what happens when you flip a region, because we never did this. So let's say I flip you. This looks like a good spot to refill our canteens. Over here. Gives me a little bit of fame. Leo's mighty roar drew a crowd of curious townsfolk. A small crowd. Curiously may have killed the cat, but he never fails to draw out a crowd. So, I could do a peppery diversion to flip it again. I can eavesdrop, which will give me local chit-chat. Ha. Yeah, let's listen in. Let's have a little eavesdrop. Good to know. So what are you? Local chit-chat. A little morsel of gossip heard round town. It mightn't be worth much, but it's at least a conversation starter. Okay. And then we have the marketplace again. I kind of want to do a combat as well and just see what that's about, but I'm a little bit spooked by it. What do you give me? A creature to the search party. Okay, I've realised that's not a good thing. You know what? We've played one card and I learned something. Let's just move on to the next region. Choose the next region, somewhere in the garden. Lyre has brought Volapane in the city gardens where food is plentiful and secrets lurk around every corner. Deep in the labyrinth lies our hero's destination for the evening, Lady Foretales Manor. Watch out, guards. There are now several hostile creatures in the search party, the deck of cards representing the animals chasing your party. Each time a new location card appears on the board, if it has a search party call token with an eye, it might spawn a group of enemies from the search party. Some of your actions may also add hostiles to the search party, hostiles that you may have to face later, so be careful. I see. Right then, Timothy said the instrument is inside Lady Foretales Manor. The big house with the labyrinth. That's the one. But getting through that hedge maze is going to be tough. I think I saw some gardeners wandering around earlier. Maybe they know the way. Okay. Oh, interesting. The patrol garden has some gossip on it. So, guy, I hate labyrinths. I take it you're not amazed by them. No! Can you just save the jokes till we're done with this? Okay, so this is my quest. We have got the gardeners here. Can I help you? One can get lost in these gardens. Let me give you some gossip. Oh, it gives me fame. Or it can flip this to the locked greenhouse. Oh, let me hold on to this gossip then. It seems actually kind of useful. Right. What is this grim? I'm kind of intrigued. So we can steal off him, which seems pointless. I can eavesdrop. Gives me local chit-chat. Okay, give me some more local chit-chat. Good to know. I have 2 pieces of gossip now. Most decks on the board can be browsed. For example, if you check the content of the exploration deck, you can see what will be the next locations to be revealed. Maybe your current objective is somewhere in there. Maybe you want to check if the card you're looking for is coming soon. If a card is not in the exploration deck, there may be a way to access it with some flip effect or some question mark effect. And remember, the exploration deck is cycling. Okay. So nothing has the symbol yet. The locked greenhouse. A heavy chain blocks the way to the greenhouse. Breaking the glass would attract too much attention. There has to be a quiet way in. And what does this flip to? It also flips to the locked greenhouse. Let me flip it with gossip. Look, I can see some documents through the glass. You think they may be useful? Only one way to find out. Maybe that gardener could open the door for us. Oh, so I need the gardener again. Oh, God. Healing plants. So I could survive a sense. That seems pretty useful, healing plants. So you know what? I'll take it. Oh, I've gained an attack card. Aimed shot. A deadly shot in combat can also take out enemies from a distance without raising an alarm. Ah. But can I just flip the... orchard. Oh, I can flip it with on the scent. Takes us to the locked greenhouse. Okay. That doesn't really help me. I can nimble hands this to give me more food. Food is always nice. And what have we got now? I want to save one of my nimble hands. Thorny bushes. You like scratches? Because if you go through this way, you're going to get scratches. I don't like the look of those thorns. Yeah, I'm not thrilled by them either. Oh, it looks like everything gives me scratches. Maybe we take on a combat here. Does this just turn it into the... Oh, it turns it back into the orchard. Where's the gardener? He's coming up. I'm also running pretty low on cards. God, resting gives more guards. That's pretty spookerific. Alright, I'm going to take on the 3 guards and just see how this plays out. We need to figure out what this actually does and how we fight. So let's engage. You've started your first confrontation, but maybe there's no need for violence. When you hover over the cards at your disposal, you may discover ways to get rid of some of your opponents. If you get rid of enough opponents, they'll bring the morale of the group down to 0 and the rest will flee. If you use an aggressive card, the confrontation will automatically turn into a fight. But if you don't have any cards to play, or you don't want to play the cards, left-click on the auto battle token to trigger the fight manually. Auto battle. Morale token. It symbolizes the morale of the enemy group. When one of them leaves the battle or dies, this level is subtracted from the morale token. When it reaches 0, the remaining enemies flee. So if I can make the constable leave, the morale will go to 0. And I can just pepper him with this, I believe. It just does 3 damage and it causes me to engage in combat. But won't he just flee immediately? Take this. The enemy was just removed from the confrontation. In most cases, this will subtract its level from the enemy's morale. Should the enemy morale reach 0, the remaining hostiles will flee. The level of an enemy is the number in the top left corner of the card. You've brought the enemy morale to 0. All remaining hostiles will now flee for their lives. Yes! Okay, that's really cool. I like it. So the patrolling garden. Everything just flips it. I don't really want to use the gossip either right now. I don't want to use my nimble hands either. I guess I can just toss a card into it. Oh, this turns it into the gardener. Oh, perfect. Never mind. Over here. Need some help, sir? Okay, we need the key. Theft, murder, violence, and general lawlessness, and a reputation like that. Oh, I will receive the gardener. Do we just threaten them, guy? Consumes a grim. I didn't realize grim was a consumable. You know what? We earned this grim. So you know what? Threaten him. You come with us now. Okay. Perfect. Now all we need to do is lead the gardener to the labyrinth, and the rest should be easy. We'll see about that. So we need... not you. Do we just deal with these guards, maybe? This seems like a little bit of more of an awkward battle. Can I gossip them away? Healing plants. Or maybe we can bribe them. Or maybe I do just accept we take a damage and it takes me back to the orchard. Yeah, sure. Ouch. Knew it. I knew I smelled apples over here. Okay, this is much more manageable. One guard. And it's just this little pleb. Rookie of the watch. It's his first day on the job. Come on, go easy on him. Hello. His morale is a half. Oh, he can be bought. What does this do? Oh. This interaction effects discard. Wait, does this mean he... Oh, he's fleeing, I think. No, it'll make him flee. I think that's what it means it's going to do. What does this do? Corrupt! Oh, yes, let's corrupt this guy. Oh, I thought it'd mean he's on my team now, but sure. Okay, don't want the gardener again. Yes, the locked greenhouse. There could be food inside. Yeah. There's documents. We know there's documents. At least one of your adventurers is down to their last few skill cards. Maybe you can use the rest deck to recover some. Since rest cards will give skill cards back to all adventurers, it's often a good idea to use actions from all your adventurers, not just one. I see. If you spread the effort between them, they won't have to rest as often. Oh, that's really smart. I like this. I like it. Gardener turns into a winter gardener. This looks like a map of the labyrinth. But look, it's only the inner part of the maze. Gah, why can't anything be so simple? It's better than nothing. I'm sure we can find something to show us the way to the middle. Or someone. Okay, without this document, it'd be almost impossible to find a way through the labyrinth. I've used up my gardener, it looks like. The Winter Gardener, a perfect place to relax with a good book. Sadly, Volapin doesn't have much time for reading these days. So we can rally cry and it turns it back to the gardener. And I feel like we need the gardener to show a way to the middle now. So you know what? Over here. Gives me another fame back. Need some help, sir? Yes. I would like to capture you again, if you don't mind. Let's use our other Grim token to steal this guy. You're mine now. You come with us now. Oh, okay. Oh, and he went back to the gardener. Right. So let's use the gardener to get to the inner part, I suppose. We have an appointment with the lady of the house. What do you show us the way through the maze? I've trimmed these hedges many a time. Follow me. Whoa. What is it? Sorry, sirs. I'd rather not go any further. What? You're serious? We're barely halfway. It's this statue, sirs. Bad luck it is. Haunted. The gardener backed away from the statue nervously, leaving Volapin and Leo alone. They had to admit it was a rather foreboding sign. Great. Shh. I think I hear a guard patrol coming. Quick, hide. The Popo are here. The patrol took up positions right in front of the statue. Patrols, we can deal with. But how are we going to find our way through the rest of the labyrinth? We found that map, remember? That should help us figure out the best route. Of course, let's take a look once we've dealt with the watch. If at any point you're lost during a mission, you can always use the hint system. Hovering over the button will show a very condensed reminder of your current objective. Using the hint system will trigger some help based on your current situation. Okay, so we have to deal with the guards. Understood. Let's rest first, I think. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I'd like some cards back. We're running a little bit low. Man, that was a lot of guards. Okay, we have the Hungry Guard. More likely to be on snack break than duty. The Bell of the Watch. It's his responsibility to sound the alarm, and it's a responsibility he takes very seriously. Add a constable to the search party every round. That seems horrible. Another Hungry Guard, and the Enforcer. Loves to tackle his problems head on. Might be why he's had so many concussions. We engage. One of the hostiles you're facing has a special power. Special powers are signified by wooden tokens on the left side of the creature cards. Enemy powers can trigger during the negotiation phase or during combat. They may trigger once or every few rounds. If you hover over a creature's card, you'll see the detailed description of the powers. Where is this, sorry? I mean, I see it on there, but I thought you said there was a wooden token somewhere. I might just be blind. Oh, I see it, sorry, it's up here. It's pretty dark, honestly. Right, can I bribe this guy? We can corrupt him. Goodbye. I'd like to do some more negotiations. Sayonara. Then, if I can make this guy just leave, or if I can kill him, then it's the round over, right? They'll just leave. How much damage does this do, sorry? It's 3, right? Yes. So if I use this on you, it'll cause the combat to engage, but I think they just instantly flee, right? I don't know if his power will trigger. I don't think it will, though. And it gives me a Grim. Enemies are fleeing. Okay, so it didn't trigger the power. Using a hint system multiple times may give more explicit help for more complex situations. Alright, we have directions. Then what are we waiting for? Let's go. I should also look at my deck right now. So I do have some more rests left. It's not game over for a while. Spend 2 food and recover up to 3 skill cards per adventurer, or we can lose 2 health. This is hunger. And then we have tracked by the guards multiple times. Okay. If I'm reading this right, we should be there in no time. Good thing too, it's almost night time. Perfect timing, the darker the better. Ooh, finally. Hey, maybe that was the hard part and it's all downhill from here. Leo, you don't say that, buddy. Wishful thinking. It's getting dark. Time to get down to business. To defeat the Huns? Hold on a second. This could be our last chance to rest up. I need my nimble hands at the ready. Sometimes your adventurers won't have the best skill cards in their hand, but don't worry. Anytime you're not in combat, you can trade a skill card from your hand for another one. Just drag the card above the owner's deck and choose the new card. If the card is unavailable from your draw pile, you'll have to pay a fixed price of food per card. It's a little expensive, especially considering you could have rested to regain several cards at once. But the cost of resting can be also pretty high, so be careful not to burn through too many skill cards by trading them. Oh! I did not know we could do this. So I can trade a card with my deck, but I don't think it actually trades, right? I kind of want to test this out. It actually burns the card that I put into it. It just gives me a new card. You know what? Get rid of Solidarity of the Weak. I want to see how this works. So I was on 7. I would like a diversion. Yes, it gets discarded. Trade is a really bad symbol for that, in my opinion. But we'll get used to it. So I lose a card. That makes sense. Otherwise, it's just OP. It's still pretty strong. I also think I will recover the 3 skill cards. I'm not quite sure where, the danger levels on skill cards yet. I will trade 2 of my foods for 3 cards. Again, you keep saying the world is ending, but I'm not sure about that. Anyway, Lady Catel's Manor. Sounds like this job will require my nimble hands. Yeah, we have it. Alright, let's do this. Do what you do best. I'll cover the exit. Under the cover of night, Wallopane ghosted into the manor undetected. He darted through the corridors until he reached the main hall. There in plain sight stood the lyre, in all its splendour glinting in the moonlight. All he had to do was to reach out and take it. We have it. Okay, narrator. Alright, narrator, you kind of forewarned me of this, but sure. The second he touched the relic, the sheer power of the visions caused poor Volapane to collapse on the spot. Leo took his unconscious friend on his back and fled the mansion, an army of guards at his heels. Hang in there, old friend. We'll get through this. I'll deal with the guards and let you and get you to a safe place. Volapane? Volapane! ... You completed this mission with a few victims in your graveyard deck. For now it won't change anything, but beware. If you leave a trail of bodies behind you, you may have to face the consequences later. Oh. I did some murdering. A victory, by the way. Volapane awoke in the forest of Ron-Seray, his head throbbing. The Lyre was on the ground beside him, but Leo was nowhere to be found. ... Leo? Leo? Where is he? What happened? At that moment he remembered the visions. Before he had time to think, Volapane was struck with a vision of his friend in prison. A wave of despair swept over him. Leo? Where are they taking him? Are they going to execute him? Oh gods, please no. This is a Doom event card. It symbolises tragic events that only Volapane can see, and that will lead the world to its end. The number above the Doom event indicates how many turns you have left before it happens, or at least that if you do nothing to prevent it. Each mission you complete costs a turn, but don't worry, if you fail to complete a mission, you can always retry with no time penalty. I need to help him before it's too late. They must have locked him up in Eisenberg prison. This is a mission card. The choice of which missions you complete and order in which you complete them is crucial to preventing Doom events from occurring. Missions also contain secret side objectives and choices, all leading to different outcomes. It's up to you to experiment and make the right choices to fight fate. I'm coming, Leo. Wait, what the? Volapane was struck with another flash. The smell of blood, the clash of metal, the roar of a battle. A vision of a massacre yet to come. The miners' strike. Father! The militia are preparing an attack on the blockade. Lady Cattell must be behind this. I have to warn them or they'll all be slaughtered. If I'm going to warn the miners, I'll need to find their leader Karst. They won't budge an inch without his say-so. Gah, what have I done? It's this damn instrument. Volapane looked at the strange lyre with disgust. I wish I'd never touched the blasted thing. Maybe if I give it back to Lady Cattell, that might smooth things over. After all, a fault confessed is half redressed. If I write a letter of apology and present it to the Council of Mothers, they might be able to put pressure on Cattell and prevent her from ordering the massacre. Volapane looked at the lyre once more before packing it into his satchel. Slowly, painfully, he dragged himself to his feet. Alright, Volapane, you can fix this. He took a look around in an effort to get his bearings. To his left, he saw the fumes of the city rising above the trees. To his right, the silhouette of the ferocious mount, shrouded in the acrid smoke from the miners. Better get moving. Our adventure begins now. Make your own choice and discover their consequences. Welcome to Foretales. Select the next mission your adventurers will tackle. Okay, we'll do this on the next episode, but what I'm really intrigued by now, what my thought process is right now, is assuming each one of these costs 1, I assume the transfer also costs 1 to do. It's not clear where they're heading or why, but whatever reason it can't be good. So if I do the prisoner, assumably I can then do the transfer, but won't that take 2 turns, so I won't have time to do the militia onslaught? So I think I have to choose between saving Leo or saving my father. I don't think we can do both, but I could be wrong. It depends if these Doom token things tick down when you do the Doom event itself. But right now, the way I'm seeing it is this card will go like this, greeny-yellow colour, and then I'll be able to do that event. What I will say, though, is I'm not really interested in doing the negotiation event, because I think this Lyre could be useful. And I don't think giving it back to Foretales, oh my god, this is a huge map. Giving it back to Foretales will honestly mend anything. I think this might be bait. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, why not leave a like, comment, subscribe. Everything helps me out. Check this game out on Steam as well if you would like to, discover the adventure for yourself. If not, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.